Hello guys. So now we have already created the first bot in my previous video. So today we will learn something about the variables in A2019. So in A2019 there are some big change into the variables. So let's log into our system and go through all these things. So this is our web-based workbench here in A2019. And in my previous video I already shown that how to configure this and what are the prerequisite, what is required to run the bot in my first bot video. So here we will create a bot. So let's talk about the variable. So I think the who already know about the programming, it will be very easy to understand what is variable. It is same. So the thing is, a variable is like a container where you can store some values. It can be used mostly on the dynamic values where you are reading something from any other source and you are storing into the container. So that container is called a variable. So you can have multiple names, whatever you required as per your requirement. So variable is something like containers where you can store some values. It can be a integers, it can be a numbers, it can be string, or you can have the multiple values like list and other things. So these are the variables. So in A2019 we have lots of variables there. So let's go through our bot. So today we will talk about the string operation and string variable in this video. So what we will do, we will create one bot so that then we will go through the variables here. Let's create our new bot with the name string operations. So we have now ready to create a new bot here. But before that, what we need to, so you can see on the left side in our packages. So we have the actions, we have the triggers, and we have the variables here. So the people who has worked on 11.3, they will feel, you can see also that there are big change into the variables in A2019 release. Now they have removed all these system variables that was available in 11.3, like application a lab application path, or when you are reading the file name, then you will have the file name or extension and many other system variables available into the 11.3. But in A2019 you do not have that system variables available now. They are all become user level based. You can define the user custom variables here and use those values there. In system, what is here now is mainly the date or the machine language. If you can see here, date, some variables are there and the machines related to machines inform, that's it's remaining. Otherwise all are user defined. So in if you remember in our 11.3, in user defined variables also you have around 4 variables. So if I will add it here, you can see in 11.3, as I told, that there were only 4 variables available at that time. It can be string, it can be a random number, it can be an array, and it will be a list. But now in A2019 they have added 11 type of integer, 11 type of variables. Any mean you can store it in an object, and then you can cast it to some other object type like numbers or variables or some other boolean or others. So in that case, you can store it into the any one. There will be string objects, number variables, date time variables, boolean variables, file to store the file, list variables. Now they have added the dictionary, which was not there before also. Dictionary is the variable where you will have the key value pair, like in any other. If you know about the Java, so there will be a hash map or other where you will have the key and value. It is same actually. So dictionary hold the key and value pairs, and you can store those type of values here. Record is mainly our row. The row mean it can be any type of row. It can be a Excel row, it can be a database table row, and I mean or CSV row. So these type of rows you can store it into the record. Table is simple a table, just like in Excel is a table, MS Access table is there, or database table is there. So if you are reading a table, extracting a table, you can store it into this object, whether you are extracting from the website, or whether you are reading from the Excel sheet, or you are reading the table from the some other databases. So you can store those table values into this table object. And we have the windows where you can have mean you can assign that which URL or make an object of the window here. So let's begin with the one by one, and we will go through the variables. And the reason this is my second video of the A2019 tutorial. First video was your first how to create the first bot. Now we will start it second video from the variables. The reason is that variables are the most important thing when you are writing a program or when you are writing a bot, because all your logic is not being static, it's always dynamic. You have to store some values into the variables. So we have started that how to use the variables, because in our further videos you will see that we will be going to use lots of variables there. So before doing those type of examples, the with complex logics and other things, you have to understand what are the variables and how to use those variables. So let's get started with the string operation. So we will today understand about the string variable, that what are the string tools available, and what are the uh, action we can perform on the string object. So let's create it first, the variable. You can create simple giving any name. We'll say like let's name with the source string, because definitely it's a source, we are storing some values to it. Source string, we are giving this name and it will be a type of string. In variable you can define is as a constant also, so that the value whatever you are defining here as a default value, it will not be changed, or you cannot assign those values to it. So it will be the constant, same as in other programming languages. And if you're defining use as an input, it means this variable will be taken as an input from some other task. So whenever you require some input from other tasks, you will define it as a use as input. And if you are passing this value or this variable value to some other subtask or related task, then you have to use as output. So you can use input and output as per your need and your requirement of the bot. So let's create the variable here. This will be using it. So we have as one default variable always available, like prom assignment, that was also in 11.3. If you know, I'm always keep on giving you some talking about 11.3. The reason is that who has already worked on 11 point or 10 versions, so they require some comparison that what are new into A2019 and how it is very differ from the previous versions. So these let's go through the now actions what are available in the string. I'm just speaking very fast. I apologize for that. The reason is that because I have to cover a lot, and definitely it's required some time to do and show you all the examples here. So let's cover with the string one, going fast. So in a string, if you write the string, you can see that these are the actions available for the string. You can assign a string to some variables. You can extract text from the incoming some incoming string, or you read when you are reading something, you can compare the two strings, you can find some words or some, any sentence or something. You wherever you have to find something, you can find in from this string there. You can find the length of this string here. You can make the lowercase, convert that string into the lowercase. You can replace some of the characters or words in from the string. You can reverse the string whatever available to you, or you can split the string on the basis of some delimiter and other. You can take out the substring if you have to just take out some word, or you have to just, so you can take the substring of that one, or you can convert. So now you can see this is new actually. A string can used if you have to use it as a boolean, so you have to convert it actually, like in other programming languages you have to convert to the boolean, or if it is a number and you like to use that number, you cannot use the string. You have to use first convert into the number and then use that one. You can trim the string, like you can trim from end of the string and the before of the string, or you can convert into the upper string. So these are all the examples there. So let's start from the first one. Let's assign some string to it. So let's drag and drop and see how we can assign the some. Guys, remember that here the select the giving the your its properties, select the source string variable. So our source string is, so to, you can select it from here the variable, or you can also press the F2. So when you select here, so you in the drop down list you will get the variable which you have created here. So you just select those. This is our source string, and select the destination string variable where you want to assign it, actually to whom you want to assign this is variable or the string, to which variable you want to assign. So let's create it. So when you can create it through the variables also, the variable, or you can see the icon here, you can create directly some variable from here. So let's create one more and we call it as a destination string, so that wherever I have to store some value, I will store into this, and we will create a new string here. Okay, fine. But the problem is that this string is right now is empty, because when I created the variable here, I have not assigned any string to it. So just let assign some value to it. So what do you guys like me to add here? Okay, fine. I'm just saying, what is your name? Right, so this is the string. I'm just assigning a value to it. Apply. Okay, fine. So here this is the source string. So this is the source string and we are assigning to destination here. And what we will do now, we will just have the message to write what we have assigned it. So guys, you can see I have just added one message box here. So if you will have worked, if you have just changed some properties or added some properties, and if you are not going to save it, it will give you this red icon here. You can see this icon. So this icon will available, it means that you have not saved your work or the properties of this object of or of this action. So let me apply here message box also. So let's write title as Remantech, and the variable, so variable you can choose from this X if you can see here, or you can also directly press F2 and you can choose the destination string. Yes, and apply, save, and let's run it. Now what it will do, it is just do checking the dependencies, whether the available required packages has been installed on your desktop or not. It's the same it will do. Fine. So what it does, it has assigned our source string to the destination string, and now our message has come. So this is how you can assign a variable to another variable or a string to the variable. So this was successful, you can see it. So this is our first example. Let's go to the string. Fine. So we have tested that the string is working fine, right? So here we have run the destination and we have assigned this to the destination. Now what we have to do it, let's extract the text. To extract, as I told you, just drag and drop here. So what the extract will do, it will you can extract the any of the word or the combination of words you can extract from here. So our source string is a variable. Let's select that variable. We have the source string here. Good. Now in this extract, what you can define, you can extract like choose the get characters. So before mean start after text. So what it says that get me the text which has been whatever I'm assigning here, like I am assigning name. So whatever the before text will be there, it will display those one. So let's try this first. So we have the name here before name. So whatever the text is here, just give me that one only. And you can also choose the option before and after. We will try this later on, or you can choose only after. Now here we have the other options available, whether you want if no match found, if you do not found this word, then what it should do, whether it will return null or it will bring the or return you the source string whatever available to you. So let's do one thing, source string. I do not like to have the null because null is just it will show the blank in that case. So number of characters to get, so what number of characters you want to get it, whether all characters you want to get it or you want some characters, 6 characters, 7 characters, whatever you want it, you can take it from here. Trim the extracted text, it will trim whatever will be there, and remove enter if any enters will be there, so it will remove that also. Okay, fine. And where you want to assign it, so we will assign to the destination string only, so that we can have this thing. So let's apply this, save our changes. So what we have done it, I have the assigned to destination, right? Okay, we do not require assign now, we can remove this. Okay, so we are extracting this value of the from the source string and checking whatever the value will be before the name, it will show you in the destination. Save our bot and run now. So it will take around 30 seconds. Not much dependencies are there. Ah, it's showing a blank. So it didn't find anything. It's not showing you the source also. We have done some mistake, I think. Let's check it. What's the mistake we have done it. So we have the source string before name, start after text. We say what. So start after text what. Apply this and check it again. What is your name? Okay, fine. So what it will do, it is start from this tags and search whatever will be available after this. Now occurrence mean that how many times it occurs actually. So whether you want a set from the second occurrence or from the third occurrence of the word, you can take it from there. So like for example, there is a string where you have four questions like what is your name, what is your date of birth, what is the other things. So you want the date of birth only, and you know that is on the second occurrence, so you can take it from the second occurrence. So you can here you can provide the occurrence what is available. Same with the before and after. Here you can, what you can do it, you can take out some word in bit from the between. For example, you can also check it here. It is, this shows you example here that if the taxes price is $250 today, specify. So start, you can say that start with prices and end is today. So it will just give in between whatever the object is. So it's just like an in between one. So for example, we say start after what. So remember one thing more here, string is case sensitive. So if you are defining like what, so because our what is caps, w is in caps, so it will not recognize this what. And with name, so what we are expecting that it will show the characters or the words in between like is and the. So let's check it, but in this time it will not show you anything because the reason is that we have written what in a small cap. Just run it and check it, what's the output will be there. What's your name? It's giving the full string. The reason is that it not extracted the is your. It should give the is your only, but it's not giving. It's giving the source because it's not properly run. It's not because you can see here our W is in caps, so we have to define in caps. So close this. Let's change it. Extract, and we will provide it the what correctly. Apply here. Now it should give is your here. Run it again and let's check. Very good. So you can see now is your is extracted. So this way you can extract any of the string here. So same is with the after one. If you require to extract with the after and before tags, if you will a name, so it will give you before that one. So this is how you can use the extract here. Now remove this. We will check it with the compare. So compare, you know that we can compare the two types, whether the two string is same or not, whether they are. So they will compare on the basis of the compare of this. Let's drag and drop so that you can better understand. So you can see it give an options the source string and the string which is required to be compared, and whether you want the mm, case to be matched or not, or without case you can match it, and the output will be in the boolean form. It will give you whether it's true or false, where true mean it's compared correctly successfully, and if it's giving false it means the two strings are not same. This is the same thing. So if you like, let's do it again. I have the source string. I will add it one more. Come as we, let's say v second string, right, and the value what I will give. Okay, I will say what is your date of birth. create. Now in source, let's choose our source string, and in compare, let's choose our second string, that is second string. Do not match case. Okay, fine, we do not want to match it. Now here needs a variable, so we require one variable where we can store the value here. So let's store v flag, and it's a boolean type. So if you can see that whenever you are creating a variable, from this icon it automatically chooses the type which is required. So it's a boolean type, created this one, and we have chosen this. Now the message box, now we have to write, and we want to write this v flag value to it. So let's choose it from here. Wow, so if you will see that in user defined the boolean is not there, whatever the boolean variable we have chosen, it's not available here. The reason is that message box only take the string objects, they take only the string values, and boolean is not a string. So how we can get it here? So there are two ways actually. One thing is that we will assign string, go into the string, no, not string, go to the boolean action, sorry, go into the boolean. So boolean, you can see we have the option to string. So what we can do it, either we can either assign it to string, sources v flag, assign it to destination string, right? So we can do like that also. Let's save this also and check it. Then I will tell you one more method how to convert it. First run this. We have forget anything else? No, we have saved everything, right? Okay, this is not. So here message, what we are having, destination, we are storing value here. Okay, fine, now save it and run it. So we will check whether the value are same or not. It should be false actually, it's not same. False, fine. So we got this as a false here because destination and our source string are not same. So if you will see, source string is what is your name. So do one thing, let's copy this and paste our into the comparers also. V second string here, let's use it the same one here also, so that they are the same. Now run this again. True. So you can see the true mean it has matched the both the string and they are same. Fine. So I was telling one thing more. Here we have assigned the boolean here. We are unable to write into the message. But what if it is one more action actually you have to write it in this case. So but without it also there is a method. So what you will do in this case, when you are just writing a message here, just type only dollar, and you can see there are numbers of variables available, and here you can see the v flag is also available now. So let's check v flag here. So we have chosen the v flag here, but it's showing a simple line, red line here. It shows that it will not have written the variable here, but it will not able to process this variable because it's a boolean one. So you just put it dot. So when you put it dot, it will ask you to convert into string or invert or to number or to string. So we will choose it string, right? So here directly we have what we have done it, Boolean number we have converted into the string. So this is the another method where you can directly convert. Just put dollar first and select the whatever the variable you required, and then put dot. When you will put the dot, you will get the option to convert to other format. Let's apply here and run it again and check it whether are we getting it or not. So good. So you can see that it has not given any error, and we successfully able to run it, and it's giving you the result as true in a boolean form that is been converted into this string now. Okay, fine friends, now what is left? Let's go back to our actions and complete whatever the other actions are remaining. String. So this is how we can compare the thing. So let's remove this, we don't need it anymore. We will now see find is here. So find, let's drag and drop here. So first select the source string. Source string is over here, and the value of source string is what is your name. Find what we want to find it. We find a name, where the name is available or not in this string. So find is to find some word in from the string. So it will ask you options whether you want to match case or not. We do not want to match a case, we want to find it whether. So here in when you are finding a string, you can even provide a regular expressions. Regular expression is that, for example, you have to find our email address, so you can define it in brackets like A to Z. It can be characters from A to Z, or in small letters, or it can be from 0 to 9, dot, hyphen, slash, or after at the rate it should be 3 characters, like this thing. So you can provide a regular expressions to it, but we are not providing a regular expressions right now. Now start from is the occurrence actually. So you want to find it the first occurrence or the second occurrence, so you can define it. So what is happening, what it will return our index actually. So if it is your name is on this fifth character, so it will give you 5 as a result, that after 5 character, after 5 index, the your letter exists there. So let's say we index, create a new, so that we can store the value here. V index is available here, and apply, save this thing. Now we have to write it into the message box. So in message box, that is the number index, if you remember, so we have to put it a dollar and choose that number, because otherwise you cannot get this variable available. V index, then put dot, and you can select to string. Now we are able to write into the message box. Now save this and run this. Now it will show the index where your name is. So what is showing, it's a 14 index number. So let's check it. If you will see into the variable source string, so our name falling where. So if we will start from this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, so n is falling onto the 14 index. It's consider the spaces also in between, whatever, because space is also a character, so it will just says that it is falling on the 14th number. So this is how you can use the find here. Let's move to the second one, another one. So we have finished the find. Length is finding a length of uh, string. So let's remove this, call this string and check it. So our source string is source string, yes, and save it into the index. We already have this thing, right? Message we do not require to change, already have, we are writing index here. So let's save and run this. So it will give you the length of that string in numbers. It will be 26 character length and whatever. So it's the 17th character length here. Fine, this is how you can use the length to do some other operations. Now lowercase is same. What it will do, it will whatever is so if you will see that let's change it a little bit. Source, it is what in what is W is in caps. Let's put N also in caps and apply. So what it will do, lowercase, it will convert the whole string into the lowercase. So let's do it and check it. But mostly people know it, I know. You will also know it that how what the lowercase mean. Source string, just do it in quick example of this one. Where we want to store it? Store it into destination string. Okay, fine. I have to change now this one also because it's a destination. So let's choose the destination here. Yes, insert here and apply and save. Now run this example and check it. It should be converted into the lowercase now. So you can see that W and N has been converted into the lowercase. So whatever the characters here available into the in the caps, it will convert into the lowercase. So this is how you can convert into the lowercase. Replace, if you have to replace any word in the string. So let's delete this one, bring the replace here. So source string is our source string. Yes, insert what I want to replace. I want to replace the name now. If I will say match case, then it would definitely could not be find, would not find this word. So let's say do not match case. I want name, whether it's in caps or not. Regular expression I do not require, not a regular expressions. I will choose it. Start from the first occurrence, and count is -1, mean whatever is coming in between. But you can also define it the count. Count mean that starting from the second occurrence, I want it up to the sixth occurrence. Mean four words occurrence of these words, not the whole file. I want to get it converted. So you can define the number of counts you want it there, and replace with let's replace with the date of birth, and I want to save it this thing into the destination string. So here what it will do, instead of name, what is your name, it will say what is your date of birth, right? So let's check it whether expected result is there or not. What is your date of birth? So what it does, it replaces it. You can see here it has replaces the name with the date of birth here with the first occurrence. So this is how you can use the replace. It will find and replace that option, the word there, whatever you are looking at. Okay, fine. Now deleted this action also. Replace, we have done it. Reverse is just the as in 11.3, it's the same. It will just reverse the whole string. So it will say string destination, save into the destination, apply, save, and run. So simple. You can see that it will reverse the whole string. See, so it has what is your name, because So it has replaced, it just reverts the string there. That was also available into 11.3, so it's the same. A split, so 11.3, I think it's the same as in 11.3. So what you can do it, you can split. So before split, let's do one thing. What we will do it here, we have the source string, right? So here I can define, like, I have what is your name. So what I did, I just put some commas there. So I will use this comma as a delimiter, right? So apply this. So when I want to split this, so here whenever you are, so let's take source string, delimiter. What I required is comma, as I just put it there, not case sensitive. I don't want a case sensitive here, and we want to store this value. So guys, so what will happen when you are splitting values of a string? It will be a list type. Actually, it will be have the multiple values, so multiple values are always stored into the list. So in this case, we have to store into the where list. We have to create a variable here, list type, and subtype of that list will be the string here. So let's create this as a list here and apply. So we have stored it into the where list, whatever been split here. But message box, how we'll show this here, what will be the list is there. So to read the list and show the values, we required another action, so that is loop. So let's loop through the list. So this loop is same as in 11.3, that I will show you the whole video on this one, on the loop, that what are the things available right now. As I'm iterating through, the iterator is looping for the each object. So I'm just iterating right now to the list. So we will just check it the loop for the list. So where's the list here? So you can see here we have the list for each item in the list. So let's choose this one. And what is the list here? View list. Select the list, all items in the list, and assign the variable. So whatever the value it will get it, we will assign it to the destination string now, and we will say apply. More about the list you can see in another videos, where I'm going to explain you about the looping. So here we have to put it message box under in between the loop, so that on each iteration, whatever the value it's getting it can iterate and show you the values which we are reading it, and we have split the string into. So let's save this and run this. So now you can see that how that string being split into different. So now the first character is split, that is what is your name. So we are iterating through this string values and showing the message here. So that's how you can use the split here. So let's remove it again, delete this. I don't need now this loop. So here three dots are, you can see here three dots, there are actions available, you can delete it here, right? Fine, so we have done this split. Let's remove this also. Go back to string. So this is how we can use this string. Substring is for getting some string. Like if we have some values here like source string, we can define this source string first here. Start from the first occurrence, length. So if you remember, we have the name on the 14th character. So what we required from the 14th actually. So we will say let's take it from 14th, and we required a string up to NAME, that is 4 words. So let's take it 4 here. So we will and assign it to the destination. So what we are expecting is that it will fetch the name as a substring. So let's save it and check it whether it's working fine or not. Or okay, fine. I forget that I have put it some dash commas there. So let's remove that commas from the source string. We do not require these commas. Our index changed because of this. Now save it again and run it again and check it. So you can see that name been fetched. That's a string here. So it means our program has run successfully. So let's go back to this. So substring we have covered. Okay, so boolean I already shown to you that is only to when you have to convert. So we have converted boolean into the string. The same way, if any string you require to use it as a boolean, so you can convert into the boolean one. So same if a string is holding some integer numbers, so and you require the numbers to be comparings or any other, so you first have to compare to the numbers. So you can also compare to the numbers. Trim is just only trimming from the behind and forward. Uppercase same with the lowercase. Uppercase works in the same way. So we have covered all the actions available into this string, guys. I hope you would have liked it. If you have any questions, you can comment me. If you want to understand anything or it's not been you have not I have not been clear in explaining to you, so your comments are most welcome. Just let me know. And thank you for watching my videos, and subscribe for it so that you can get our other videos which we are going to explain. So in the next video we have covered the string, so definitely we are going to cover one more values, that is after string we will cover the numbers, how we can do the number operations. So thank you for watching my videos. Just subscribe for my channel. Thank you guys, thank you very much.